5 of the craziest pets you've never seen before. It's pretty easy to fall in love with animals and treat them as members of the family. They're loyal, they're adorable, and they're not capable of any uncool sentiments like greed or malice. With a pet, there's no hidden agenda. Not ever. You're secured in the fact that you're loved as you are, no matter what. But while most keep dogs or cats as beloved furry family members, there are people who have managed to form special bonds with some other animals that's seen as unconventional, strange, or even dangerous. Nonetheless, it cannot be denied that the truest of friendships exceed species or kind, no matter how unusual it seems. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Trend Drive. Today we're talking about the 5 craziest pets you've never seen before. But before we get onto that, go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot. Also, make sure to stay until number 1 to see the craziest pet you never even expected. Your mind will be blown. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Number 5. Wolves. When you hear wolves howl to the night, you don't think, "Oh, that's cute." You think more severe stuff like, I guess I'd have to get by with only one hand." In the past, wolves have been notorious for killing livestock as well as attacking people, especially child shepherds, but things have since gotten better in modern times. No more child shepherds, and little rabies, substantially reducing the chances of a wolf attack. But it doesn't mean they're any less savage. Animal researcher Sean Ellis knew that, even when he decided to live amongst them as a member of a wild wolf pack in Idaho. He spent most of his adult life studying and living with wolves that ultimately found a way to communicate with them through scent and sound. At first, he observed them in proximity, but over time, the wolves warmed up to him and accepted him as one of their own. Ellis said he lived as a member of the pack for 2 years, eating what they eat and playing with them. He even fought with them occasionally when he broke the rules of the pack, just like any regular family. Except this family lives in the forest, hunts deer and elk, and howls harmoniously together at night. Number 4. Bees. "I want to come across a bee so it can sting me with its venomous toxin and make my skin ache and swollen," said no person ever. You see even just a single bee, and your initial reaction would be to run away from it. Avoid interaction at all costs. Not bee researcher Norman Gary, who dons an entire hive consisting of over 100,000 bees, which is just astounding. Of course, he has a special bond with these bees, which is why he's left unscathed during a daring beehive demonstration. He has also ventured into bee wrangling, bringing bees for Hollywood movies, shows, and commercials. As the world's leading bee researcher, he's also lucky he's got no competition in this line of work. Number 3. Kodiak Bears. Home life is hard with bills to maintain, chores and errands to run, and stubborn kids to deal with. But for Jim and Susan Kowalczyk of Otisville, New York, it's so much more intense than any of those. For starters, they live with bears in their 100-acre bear sanctuary, in which they rescue motherless cubs until they're old enough to be released back into the wild. The couple currently cares for 11 gargantuan Kodiak bears, some of which weigh as much as 1,400 pounds.
He's about 1,400 pounds, and if he stood up on his hind legs, he'd probably be about 9 feet tall.
One of their beloved bears is Jimmy, who's been living with the couple for the last 21 years, ever since he was just a baby bear.
Hey, you know better than that. What are you doing?
From raising the bears when they were cubs, the animals basically see Jimmy and Susan as their parents, and as any parents would do to bond with their children, they play, they cuddle, they share affectionate moments. Only in this scenario, they're doing all this with enormous predators that people would be terrified to even share the same space with. But not Jim and Susan, who, despite getting accidental bites and punctures throughout the years, continue the good work they've been doing. Because what is life without bear hugs? Really. Number 2. Polar bear. Polar bears are definitely a sight for sore eyes. looking like giant cuddly bear friends walking on snow. But as we all know, they are the largest land carnivore on the planet, weighing over 1,500 pounds when fully grown, and the most dangerous too, for obvious reasons.
But that doesn't stop Mark Dumas,
The only person in the world to have formed a tight relationship with no less than an 800-pound polar bear, Augie.
Her companion, her disciplinarian, her trainer. I think sometimes she thinks she's my mistress.
Dumas hand-raised Augie since he was a cub, which is why he can swim, play, and even wrestle the giant predator without, getting viciously attacked.
We're here together.
Even more surprising is how Augie purrs like a tiny kitten when cuddling with his human best friend. And seeing the two share affection with another, we've come to conclude that even apex predators can't resist the power of belly rubs. Number 1. Lion Whisperer. Lions are amongst the world's apex predators, king of the jungle. Although that's just a Disney thing, since lions don't really live in jungles and they don't have kings either. Prides don't have a Mufasa or Simba to take in charge. They simply live in an egalitarian society, sans any ranking. But what's even more amazing is how a few people have managed to build a rapport with these fearsome predators. One of these people is self-taught sanctuary owner Kevin Richardson, who has since earned the moniker the Lion Whisperer. Born in Johannesburg, South Africa, where lions roam freely, Richardson turned his fascination of big cats into a life of feline passion.
Hello, Bobby boy. Oh, you're nice.
He owns and operates the Kevin Richardson Wildlife Sanctuary, where he gets to care for, play, and cuddle with some of South Africa's ferocious but equally affection-needing lions. Of course, his assimilation into the pride didn't happen overnight. He's known all the lions he works with since they were cubs. Aside from lions, Richardson has also worked with cheetahs, leopards, and hyenas. His close interaction with the big cats is not without risks.
Oh, my girl! Oh, that was not graceful.
He has been scratched, punctured, and bitten, but nothing can ever discourage him from continuing to share his life with these animals. He is also not one to encourage people to get too comfortable. When visiting his sanctuary, he doesn't allow his guests to accompany him when walking with the lions, because as adorable as it is that he gets to cuddle with such mighty creatures, they're still a danger to others, and the reality is that their predatory nature remains no matter what. Well everyone, hope you enjoyed. While you're here, go ahead and click the links above to check out some of our other awesome videos. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.